Hi everyone, spydiechick here. Today we're going to be doing a review of the Sailor Professional Gear Slim. Let's first do a size comparison. You have the Lamy All-Star on the top, underneath the TWSBI 580, and underneath that you have the TIE Scribe Bolt, full size, and for good measure we have a Sharpie as well. So the Sailor is a small pen with an overall size of 4.85 inches or approximately 123 millimeters closed. I've used this pen for the last 2 to 3 months, and for this review, I want to go over things I feel would be important to know for a review. We'll go over fit and finish, ergonomics and feel, writing experience, and analyze that. Filling methods and pros and cons will be just sprinkled within. So this is a rather traditional cigar shape with a resin body with a flat top and bottom. You have the Sailor logo on the top. I went ahead with this model as opposed to the Sailor 1911S, which is virtually the same pen except that it has flat tops with the Pro Gear Slim model. The fit and finish is just lovely, and it has a very clean design with a nice sheen to it. On the center band it says Sailor Japan, founded 1911, and these pens are made from the city Hiroshima, which is a city that I have been to once, and I just love the high quality goods that come from that city. It takes just about 1.5 turns to open the cap, which is important to me as I do enjoy having pens that are easily accessible. I like the gold color band of the grip area, and the grip flares out ever so slightly at the base of the nib. The barrel threads are nice and clean and even. The step at the barrel itself is not too large and it's not uncomfortable in use. Same goes for the threads as well. So here's how it looks like in the left hand when it's unposted. And it can be posted well and securely as well. And of course, it can be used as well for the right hand as well. And this is what that would look like in use with it posted. So the nib work is nicely done. It has the year 1911 on it, followed by the Sailor logo and 585 denoting the 14-karat nib, and it says Sailor just underneath. So you can see the nice even work on the plastic feet as well. And there is another look at the feed. And on the side is where you see the notation for my model MF, which stands for medium fine on this model. One thing to note is that the balance point of the pen is right at the center. This is wonderful as this is where I am actually going to be holding the pen when it's unposted. So this means it's not front or back heavy, giving an overall lovely and ergonomic feel with writing. When it is posted, the balance point shifts slightly back just below the cap itself, which is well placed as this is also where I'm going to be holding the pen when it's posted. So as you can see in both cases, I would say that the pen is very well balanced, which is a very nice thing to see and something I really look for in a pen. So how does it write? Now in this clip, I have amplified the microphone to show the feedback of the nib. So right now, try to listen and imagine how it would feel with writing. I'm going to give a good amount of time for this, and I am writing on a Rhodia dot pad. So I do enjoy the feedback, as it is not so much that it's distracting, but it helps me to know what it actually feels like when I'm interacting with the page. So this is what the nib actually sounds like in use, and it is significantly quieter. But what I want you to focus on here is the overall flow of the pen of ink. now that we're looking at it a bit closer. So as you can see here, the pen, it writes well. It's predictable with no issues with slower or faster writing. As you can see how the ink just flows nicely and easily out from the pen. In terms of line variation, or rather lack thereof, there really isn't much to it. In terms of line variation, there's just a slight amount that you can see. There is a difference I want to note between pull strokes and with push strokes. So as you can see, the pull strokes, you can get a little bit of variation there, and they're a bit thicker. Now, if I'm showing push strokes, they're considerably thinner. Now, I am using a Roshizuku Konpeki ink from Pilot, and the pen, just to keep in mind here, this is what it looks like when you're pulling and when you're pushing. So you can see some natural variation, even just from the actual use with the pen there. And this pen does have some reverse writing capabilities, which actually does quite well, but as you can imagine, it is quite scratchy. So I always really enjoy when I'm seeing pen reviews just to see a good amount of time showing some of the pen in use. In terms of takedown, it really is quite simple. Now there is a large amount of threads at the section, as you can see. And here we have a Sailor proprietary cartridge converter, which does get included with the pen. However, it does not include a lot of ink. Some individuals estimate that's about 0.5 milliliters in capacity. In terms of filling, it's similar to other cartridge converters, which pretty much just means you open the ink, you stick the cartridge converter in, and then you turn it clockwise or counterclockwise. I won't be filling it in here since it already has ink in it. Now, Sailor does provide also with the pen a couple of proprietary Sailor cartridges as well. And as you can see here, this is essentially what they look like, and it comes with the pen as well. So what are my overall thoughts? I do get that the pen feedback and the limitations in ink capacity may ward off some. This is why I would not recommend this specific pen to be used on its own, since it really cannot hold a lot of ink, and the cartridges are not of an international standard. This is not an issue for me, however, since I do carry at least 2 pens at a time, and I change my inks quite regularly. The pen is not inexpensive at 180 to 200 USD, but it does come with a whole flurry of different design variations. I do feel that the price is fair for what you pay for, as its fit and finish is admirable, the aesthetics are clean, and the writing experience, if you enjoy this type of writing experience as I do, I think it's very well done. And I really do enjoy this pen so much that I actually have a couple of custom leather slips being made for it as I speak. So if you like a review, please feel free to subscribe and follow me on Instagram. And until next time, take care.